Not that there are no subsidy in my power production. Already, if you are talking about IPP, they are producing one of the cheapest in the world compared to the regional. India produces at 8 cents US. This country produces at 3-4 cents US. See, already we are competitive because Malaysian contractors are very competitive. We built the power plants at 40% cheaper than the world's power plant. Our ERL, we built it at the fifth of the British same train because our engineers are cheaper and better and more productive in this context. Why don't you take advantage? That's a different thing. It's not a subsidy. It's taking advantage of the engineering skills. Our engineers go to Dubai and all to build, or India. But in the home, we can use this competitiveness to build the capex down and build resources-based industries or services at a very competitive price. The trouble is we are having too much of this. Country is too low and selling their services and their products at a very subsidized cost. Our hotels are less than $100 US. We are 6-star, 5-star, world's best. How can we continue to sell the hotel rooms at $100 US? How are we going to pay the wages to keep the 6-star? And if those wages of the staff and the housekeeping and all the front office are continually low, how can they help the country move forward? If they're higher, they pay higher taxes, right? And then the country's got much more income. So I think I love the fact that the Prime Minister is very aware of this and he wants to move the wage level upwards. But it needs everybody. It's just not a government job. In fact, the private sector must volunteer to do this. And we really suggested, like this morning, I suggest if the government wants to train people productivity improvement, put them, okay, multitasking is one incentive, or multi-language. If you can do a few things and we are moving to a new economy with more productive workers, the government will give 1-for-1 matching of the private sector spending on this. For example, we can set aside funds. I think the private sector will do that. If the government match 1-for-1, invest in workers, but specified, not low wage lah. What do you want to train? Right? And I think Idris Jalla, people like that can come up with this kind of formula. The private sector can easily do it. So this is what's refreshing about the new Prime Minister. It's very good to know that Prime Minister and his cabinet has got KPIs and he knows what he's doing. It's very refreshing to know that he knows the question that you're asking and he's addressing it and moving it forward. Thank you.
Can you just make a general question on the economic outlook? What's your for Malaysia's economy this year? Do you see a recovery? Do you see
Yeah, Malaysian economy, like every economy, can't be worse than last year. But I think what it needs to do is never think of the short term. Okay. I mean, one of the world's biggest problems last year, as I say, we have rewarded the world's economic model too much on short-termism. Short-term models, every quarter, that's why the CEOs went bad. You know, everybody want to reward themselves by having a short-term model. So if you ask me a 1-year model, a country is not built on 1 year. Right? And country doesn't go down in 1 year. It is the consistent policy, medium-term, long-term, that makes a country competitive, like Singapore or Hong Kong or whatever, or China, whatever policies. I would not want to comment on a 1-year time frame. But I like to say, if we start this journey, like the Prime Minister launched the new economic model forward in March, all right, and the country responds, I think we are on a medium to long-term, very bright future. The short term, yes, we are not going to have, I'm not going to advocate short-term stimuluses, more subsidy. This is the wrong thing to do. I think the country's got to respond and wake up. Nobody is giving you a free lunch. Not China, not anybody is going to give you a free lunch for 1 year. So we better wake up and say, hey, we got to compete. And I think competition is something Malaysian entrepreneurs are never afraid. They're around the world. Most of the Dubai managers, all the great managers in Dubai and Abu Dhabi, they are Malaysians. Malaysian entrepreneur, Robert Koch has done very well. William Cheng has done his Paxson's, even listed in Hong Kong very well. Shopping center. Many Malaysians, we are not afraid of global competition, right? It's Malaysia as an economy must wake up and welcome this new economic model that the world does not owe us a living. We owe to ourselves to wake up and start to face this reality and be competitive, which we can. If the government sends a signal, we encourage this very clearly, then I think we are on the way. Right, thank you.